Human trafficking must have a cause, but not just one cause, many causes. We talked with Sergeant Kyle Oakey, an expert on human trafficking, who has served as the Human Trafficking Task Force Supervisor of San Jose for 3.5 years.
The biggest factor is money, it's greed. You have to understand drugs, they're made, sold, and used one time. Individuals that are taken, put into slavery can be sold and used over and over again. So they're worth a whole lot more money, and people are greedy, so people want to make money.
Pimps and traffickers interviewed for the study took home between $5,000 and $32,833 a week. In Atlanta alone, sex trafficking brings in over $290 million each year. There are many causes of human trafficking. Poverty is a huge one. When people are trapped in cycles of poverty, they do whatever they can do to escape and find a better life for themselves and their families. However, those looking for new opportunities often find themselves tricked by deceitful individuals offering jobs, training, and other opportunities. Those who are in poverty are the most vulnerable to human trafficking, and many of them have less education, thus making them easier to exploit.
The victims that are brought here internationally, smuggled in, potentially illegally, or on a different type of visa. And then they're forced into domestic servitude, becoming nannies, sexual exploitation, working in massage parlors, working in different businesses where they think they're coming down for one purpose, but then once they're here, forced into some other type of job that they're not willing to do or don't want to do. We also have the street.
Another reason why human trafficking continues to exist today is a lack of awareness for who the victims are and the difficulty of determining whether someone is a victim or not.
When you have labor cases, because there is forms of labor, those are more the hidden crimes. It's kind of behind closed doors, or it may be out in the open, but it's not something easily recognized. I can't go down the street and walk over and see someone selling fruit on a corner, someone selling a magazine at a door and say, you're a human trafficking victim. There's a lot more investigation that's required to really determine if they are. Whereas if I see a young girl posting herself on the internet, or a young boy, or walking down the street soliciting another individual for commercial sex act, I can say you're a victim of human trafficking based on your age and what's going on. To be a human trafficking victim, you have to prove some form of force, fraud, coercion, duress to be an element of the crime. So that makes it a little bit more difficult.
Other factors that contribute to human trafficking are sexism and discrimination. In many third world countries, women are often trafficked and are seen as easy targets. Often their bodies are exploited for sex and prostitution. The mindset of some in other countries is that women don't have as many rights as men, and this sexist mindset encourages trafficking. So who is the most vulnerable to human trafficking? Pretty much anybody can be a victim or a victimizer, but women, children, and the poor are most likely to be victim. For the longest time in history, women have been considered below men. They had no say and no rights. They are easily sexualized and objectified. Many still go by this mindset, and this is the basis of the thought process of the trafficker. Children are vulnerable because they are easily coerced. They are too young to realize the dangers of human trafficking, and many, if not all, are too afraid to run away from their captors. And lastly, the poor are vulnerable because they have limited opportunities. Many are forced into the trafficking industry just to make a living.
In summary, human trafficking has many causes, from money, greed, poverty, to lack of awareness and infrastructure.